Okay, so there is something that I have been thinking about quite strongly for the past 2 days, and it started. So when I was reading Surah Sajidha, particularly verse number 5. Okay, so verse number 5 is the one. Anglenta on the this whole thing started. So as most of you know, so Surah Sajidha, verse number 5, he talks about how he arranges the matter from the heavens to the earth, and then it will ascend to him in a day. He'll ascend to him, the matters will ascend to him in a day, that of the equivalence of which is of 1,000 years of which we count. So now, so for our duration, like how we can see, it'll go. The thing is, it's going to him in a day, and that travel distance is covered within a time frame of which for us is equivalent to 1,000 years. கரெக்டுங்களா? ஸோ அந்த ஒரு பேஸை வந்து வச்சு, அந்த ஒரு equation வச்சு நம்ம வந்து calculate பண்ணுறப்ப, like what we have, depending on however you calculate, like I'm just trying to do a few different types of calculation, to make sure, because there's like a lot of different types of calculations, and so like whatever the different type of calculation I'm trying to do, I'm getting numbers that are like, varying anywhere between like 4.1C to even like say things like 365,250, 57C, getting figures like that. But so whatever it is, okay, take the technicality of the speed itself out of it. But what can be actually established is, அது வந்து it's much faster than the speed of light. So whatever the speed is, it's faster than the speed of light. Okay, now let's come back to this, which is the mind-blowing stuff. Okay, so and God is talking about like arranging the matter, arranging the matter from the heaven to the earth. So it's from the earth to the heaven, which is from outside. So he talks about arranging the matter, correct? And then he says that information actually travels from these distances, and he says it travels at a speed. And when we calculate the speed, whatever the speed is, just now in our personal memory, whatever the speed is, one thing that can be actually established is this: it is faster than the speed of light. Okay, the speed of light, which is like approximately about 300,000 kilometers per second. Okay, so 300,000 kilometers, 300,000 kilometers per second, is the constant, correct? Approximately. So it has to be faster than that. And when God says this, and when we do the calculation, and we do identify that it is much faster than the speed of light. How much faster, that is a technicality that we can go into later, that can go into later. If any one of you seeing this have actually, been mind boggled by this, like how I have been for the past 2 days, I would love to hear what you think is the speed down there, whether it's more closer to 4 point something, 4.1, 4.2, or you think it's like 300 plus 65,000, 365,000 plus, C and everything. So okay, like coming back to this, so he talks about arranging the matter. Okay, so he talks about arranging the matter, and today what we have come to identify, இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து நம்ம வந்து வெறும் vacuumனு நினைச்சது, what we thought was only vacuum. Today we have come to acknowledge that there is dark matter there. Okay, dark matter there. So we have acknowledged the fact that there is dark matter there, but this is not based on any sort of observations of the dark matter in itself. நம்ம வந்து அந்த டார்க் மேட்டரை பார்த்து we have not come to this conclusion. We only came to this conclusion because of the strong evidence of its effects, of its gravitational effects, correct? How it holds the cosmos together and all this kind of stuff, and how, and like basically the dark matter, அதை பற்றி உள்ள observation, the dark matter பற்றி உள்ள observation, how it actually is like holding everything togetherங்கிறத பார்த்து தான் நம்ம we acknowledge the presence of dark matter. And in terms of dark energy, which is actually quite relevant to what we are talking down here, we base it based on how far like one object, one cosmological object is actually traveling further and further away from each other, correct? And we say that this is and we have acknowledged today that it is much faster than the speed of light. How much faster? Okay, remains to be looked. ஏன்னா வேற ஆளுங்களுக்கு வேற calculation இருக்கு, வேற numbers quote பண்றாங்க. But we know for a fact that it's much faster than the speed of light, correct? Okay, because the event horizon, everything is just போயிட்டே இருக்குது, அதே பாட்டு இங்கே போயிட்டு இருக்குது. So now like coming to this, and when God says that he arranges the matter, and this is super cool. Okay, this is super cool. So as now we're talking about the previous verse, we are talking about the travel time, correct, between these heavens and the earth. How the information will actually ascend to God in a matter of a day. So we just talk about that and we cover that, right? And God says that he arranges the matter from the heaven and earth. So we do identify that, taking into account like what he said, we say that there is matter, it's not pure vacuum, there is matter there. And this matter, information actually travels much faster. How much faster? Is much faster than the speed of light. Okay, so coming back to this, and then he says the next verse, this is the most super coolest verse, and he says this, he says he's the alimul gaib, so he is the knower of the unseen. So even if all our technological advancement, whatever we say we have and everything like that, நம்மளுக்கு என்ன இல்லைன்னு சொன்னாக்கா, we have not observed a single particle of dark matter. Cool shit, yeah. So the thing is, cool stuff, cool stuff. So the thing is, like, we have not observed even a single particle of dark matter. We haven't. Whatever we know is from the effects of what it is producing, but we have not observed. So it's technically till date the unseen. And God says He is the knower of the unseen in the very next verse itself. Allahu Akbar. So the thing is, என்ன ஒரு விஷயம்னு சொன்னாக்கா, it's just like, like really mind boggling, for the past 2 days I really haven't been like able to get any of my other work done, anything like that, because I'm just like so fascinated by just these two verses. And if this verse have actually, உங்களை யோசிக்க வச்சிருக்குன்னா, like if this verse has been something that equally, just blow your mind, do share your thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anything on this matter, just share your thoughts. I would love to, hear your thoughts of what you think. Thank you.